prove cosine 3x equals cosine cubed x minus 3 cosine x sine squared x is an identity. So when I first look at that, I'm a bit overwhelmed because if I do it as I've done previous identities, I want to look at the more complex side. But I'm thinking, okay, something about double angle identities is really resonating inside of me. And if I could get this so the left-hand side looked like it had a double angle identity, it would make life so much easier. So I'm going to start there. Now, if that's not what you saw, you can try something else because this is really a process of learning, and often it's going to be a trial and error process. So if you're not quite seeing yet where I'm going, eventually you may if you haven't worked one like this already. If not, try what you wanted to, see if it works. It's very likely that it would come out exactly the same. So when I see this, I'm going to say this equals to the cosine of 2x plus x. And now I notice that that is a sum, so that's going to equal to the cosine of 2x times the cosine of x minus the sine of 2x times the sine of x. Now, this is cool because I know that there is a double angle identity, right? I told you I needed to get that 2x. That's what I'm looking for to use a double angle identity. And so now I know that the cosine of 2x is the same thing as what? Well, it's the same thing as cosine squared x minus sine squared x. And now that's still going to be times just cosine of x. So what about the sine? I've got sine of 2x over here on the right. Again, I have a double angle identity that I can plug in here, and that's going to be 2 sine x cosine x, and that's still times sine x, which I'm going to try to squeeze in here at the end. Sorry about that. So I've got that. Now, what am I going to do? Well, I need to simplify what I have just written out. So when I simplify that, I can multiply through by this cosine of x. So that's going to give me cosine cubed of x minus the sine squared x cosine x. Now, some of you are going, why in the world did she multiply that back out when she just took it away from that? Remember, what we're shooting for is that cosine cubed x. So you always have to keep that end goal in mind. So over here on the right then, what do I get? Well, I get minus 2 sine squared x cosine x. So far so good, right? Well, what do you know about this? Well, I look at the second two terms, I notice that they are the same, correct? Because I've got sine squared x cosine x, and I've got sine squared x cosine x. That means that I can combine like terms. So this becomes the cosine cubed of x minus, so I've got minus 1 minus 2, so that's minus 3 cosine x sine squared x. Now the only reason I changed the order is so that it would look just exactly like what we started with. So this shows that this is an identity.